And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, December 8th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a three-game NBA slate for you today. Gonna be pretty easy. We don't have the Monster 11 gamer like we had yesterday. Hopefully, I can get this done without any disasters. So, it's good to be here. Just immediately got a panic. Heard my dog walking down the steps. Had no idea what was going on. It wasn't going to be fun for me, but we're here now. Let's get it started, everybody. If you're here, and for the morning crew, love to see everybody here. Love the morning crew. The right out of the gate 6:31 people. It's good to see you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Whoo! It's good stuff, folks. It's good stuff. Another day, another dollar. Played light last night, basically broke even. Nothing interesting. Didn't expect THT to get the DNPCD. That's a lot of acronyms, but that's fine. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law had a baby last night, so that's exciting. Nephew into the world. It's always good to see. Good news to start the day. So I woke up to that. That's fun. Fun to see. So shout out to my nephew. First day. I hope you better be watching the process show. That's all I got to say. Kicking him out of the family. But anyway, 3 games. Not the best slate in the world today. I'm not going to lie. Probably going to have a pretty thin herd around here. Tomorrow, I think we have like a pretty big slate, which is honestly going to be incredibly big of a pain in the butt. So 1, 2. Oh, okay. So it's only 10 tomorrow. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. That's not bad. 10's fine. I thought it was 12. That wouldn't have been fun. That would not have been fun at all. 10 we can handle. Anyway, I kind of just want to drink some coffee and talk some basketball. I don't have too much to say because on those Wednesday night slates, I don't play as much. It's just, just a little bit to get the itch. I'm very happy that I got to 50% Walker Kessler last night. That certainly helped me out a bit. I know I was getting yelled at the end. These guys are just talking about Walker Kessler. I was like, yeah, he became more interesting to me than Thomas Bryant did, and unequivocally a better GPP play than Thomas Bryant the moment that news came out, especially given the dichotomy in ownership. But, why would people want good information? If you want bad information, guys, by all means, there are plenty of DFS shows that you guys can watch. It's not going to be me when that news comes out. Let's drink some coffee. I know I've got mine right here. Very excited for it. Went with the chocolate collagen powder instead of the vanilla today. Feeling frisky. So that's going to be good. I was also happy. I saw one last thing about 8% owned for Kessler. I was happy to see a couple other pros that I very much respect have a decent chunk of Talen Horton-Tucker yesterday. So wasn't just me making that move either. But anyway, my coffee is here. I hope you have a coffee. If you don't have a coffee, if you've got a tea, water, beer, whatever direction you're going today with your beverage of choice, I'm not going to lie. Today would be one of those crunch wrap mornings. I think that would probably be pretty nice. Not out of the realm of possibility that when this show ends, I go get one, but low likelihood. I am kind of craving a homemade sausage McMuffin. Toast it up a little bit. Chipotle mayo, fresh sausage, an egg. Got to be a Kraft single. That's the only way you can put cheese on a breakfast sandwich. I know that's gross, sort of gross, but that's the only one. I wish I could get comfortable in this chair. This is the most comfortable chair I've never been comfortable in my entire life. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Maybe I just need to be less twitchy. It's probably it. Restless all the time. Everything's always moving. Coffee, tea, water, beer. You guys know the drill. Rise and grind, everybody. It's good to be here. On to another day. Feeling significantly better than yesterday. So cheers to you guys. Thanks for helping me through it. Yeah, that is the bomb. That's exactly what I was looking for. Larry, I agree. The Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich, very good. 2 different things to me. I can't compare a chicken breakfast sandwich and a sausage breakfast sandwich. That's just unequivocally two different things to me. I wouldn't want to rank them against each other. I would want one of both. It's just two different things. Hey, Chick-fil-A is the closest fast food restaurant to my house. That's going to be, without me putting my address on screen, for you crazy people, last thing I need is one of you jokers showing up at my front door. How quickly could I get to Chick-fil-A? I mean, I know that I could run there without having to stop, but, you know, I'm awesome like that. Chick-fil-A, if I were to walk to Chick-fil-A from my house, remember, I don't live in a place where, like, I'm not next to this. 2.4 miles. That's how long it would take me. It's 2.4 miles. I could get, if I wanted to run to that place, I could get to Chick-fil-A in 16 minutes, 17 minutes, a little uphill, 17 minutes. Should reward myself with that. Yeah, I hope I hope you played John Morant on FanDuel. Exceptional play. Talked about that all day. Anyway, let's get into this bad boy. Remember, we're going to talk about BetMGM a little bit later when we run our crunches, but for now, let's get into it. Boom and boom. Ooh, interesting burp there too. Yeah, another Kyrie smash. Look, I feel like I had a really good day breaking down the slate yesterday. But now we got to break down today's slate. We're on to another day. Nobody cares about the past any longer. The Los Angeles Clippers are 4-point underdogs in Miami, 215 total. Now, the Clippers are on a back-to-back, but what we do know is that evidently Paul George is going to play. Kawhi Leonard, we do not expect to play on a back-to-back. That would blow my mind. So we're going to assume that this is no Kawhi and no Norm Powell, who's just properly out. But Paul George in, Marcus Morris in, John Wall in, Luke Kennard in. And now we kind of just need to hope we get this rotation right. So we'll start at center. Ivica Zubac. I'm just going 30 minutes. You get Reggie Jackson back in for his standard, I'm going to say 29. How many minutes does Reggie Jackson play in games that John Wall also plays? I think that's an important distinction for both guys. So games that John Wall and Reggie Jackson have both played in this year. It's 20 games. John Wall has played 22 minutes a game in the games he's played where Reggie Jackson has played. Reggie Jackson is averaging 29 minutes a game. That works for me. Because we're going to go 29-19 plus another 3 for John Wall. I'm going to take him to 22. You know what? He did play a little bit more recently. So I'm going to take him to 23. Man, that coffee is so good right now. All right, we know for sure that we need to get Marcus Morris in for 28 minutes. And then I'm going to get Nick Batum in for his 21? 22? We'll go 21. Paul George. Okay, we're getting Luke Kennard back too. That's interesting. I'm going to go Paul George to... He played 32 last night. I'm not going more than that, so I'm going to go to 32 again today. Could he have played more? I don't even know anything that happened in the Clippers game, so I guess I should look that up. Lost to Orlando by 5. Fantastic. Paul George, standard rotation, didn't play in overtime. Good to know. Wait, Kawhi played 30 minutes. Okay. Man, Kawhi played 30 minutes and still played like shit. That's a bummer. I had a lot of Kawhi. That actually did not break the way that I wanted to. So they closed overtime with Batum, Zubats, Covington, Coffee, and Mann. So they just don't give a shit. That's fun to see. Assuming the starting lineup is what we normally see. Jackson, Mann, George, Morris, Zubats. Yeah, okay. Terrence Mann is playing, I don't know, 27 minutes tonight, probably. That leaves me 50 minutes for the rest of these guys. Frozen toothpaste. Yeah, that sounds terrible. Who are we missing? So we got to get Luke Kennard. Kennard was out for a while. Came back, played 20 minutes. 22 for Kennard, best we can do. That leaves me 28. So I'm going to go 14 to Amir Coffee, 14 to someone else. I just don't know who that's going to be. Should that just be Moses Brown? Played 15 minutes last night. I'm going to say that it is Moses Brown. So we're going to go 14 there. 14 to Coffee. And that's going to be the minutes. Now, we do want to take a slight change in rates because Kawhi not being out there that just matters for Paul George. So we're going to say in games that, let's see, Paul George played, obviously. And then games that Kawhi Leonard did not play, obviously. That piece is a no-brainer. Anybody else I need to make sure I list? I don't think so. $12 games with Paul George in and no Kawhi. We're going to go Paul George, 33% usage rate. I'm going to go to 32.5. I'm going to go 32, just in case. John Wall in these games, 187 minutes, 26.5% usage rate. So we'll bump him up to 26. Reggie Jackson, 353 minutes this season in games with Paul George and without Kawhi Leonard. 19% usage rate. Wild. Marcus Morris is at 18.5 in these games. Zubats is at 15.5 in these games, which is actually pretty normal for him. And then the final guy that we need to put in here, Terrence Mann, 230 minutes, 14% usage rate. Crispy, good work. Good work. That's a good day to wake up to. Good work. All right, John Wall. Actually, let's work our way down. Zubats' assist rate can't matter. Wall is already set. Marcus Morris is already set. Paul George is already set. Reggie Jackson is fine. Terrence Mann is fine. Okay, so I don't have to change any assist rates. Rebounding rates. Let's try this one. Zubats, good. Wall. And these should be all pretty good just because most of this season has been played without Kawhi Leonard anyway. Marcus Morris's assist rate actually is, rebounding rate is actually quite a bit higher. So let's bump that up a little bit. Paul George, fine. Reggie Jackson does not get rebounds. That's a thing. Terrence Mann does get rebounds a little bit. All right. Clippers are kind of easy today. I'm sure Miami has 27 dudes on the injury report with Q tags today. That should be a blast to see. Is it true? Nope. Jimmy Butler questionable. Dwayne Dedmon questionable. No Gabe Vincent, though. Everybody else already in. I mean, we're going to put Jimmy Butler back in. Right? Like, I think Butler just sat out that back-to-back. So let's start this rotation from scratch for the Heat, which should be pretty easy. Right out of the gate, I'm going to go 35 minutes to Kyle Lowry, I'm going 37 minutes to Tyler Hero. I'm going 34 minutes to to Jimmy Butler. I'm going to 36 minutes to Bam. Backup center run to Dwayne Dedmon. Haywood Highsmith, probably going to be 22, but we'll see. Caleb Martin, 30, I think. Maybe we'll go 18 here to Highsmith, just to start. I guess we're going to get Victor Oladipo at a minimum playing. I mean, if he was able to play 18 with no Gabe Vincent before, it seems about right here. At least backup point guard. Right? Who did Victor Oladipo sub in for? So that game was on the 6th. All right, so Oladipo. Let's move this over here because I really want to take a close look at it. Oladipo subbed in for Caleb Martin and was Caleb Martin's direct backup. He then subbed in for Caleb Martin again, but Caleb Martin started the fourth quarter. Oladipo stayed out there, and they were playing Oladipo alongside Hero for most of this. A little bit less so alongside Lowry, but they did play alongside of each other. All right, that all looks fine to me then. We do want to give Oladipo a couple extra minutes. I'm just going to assume that he's playing 18. That leaves me 20 minutes for Max Strus. That's a 9-man rotation. That seems about right to me. Because Strus, in the 2 games that Jimmy Butler came back, played 21 and 23 minutes. So it seems like they're lowering those minutes. Now, I do think I could take a little bit of time away from Dwayne Dedmon, but I don't think they're going to go that small. But this is the kind of game that they can do that. But I definitely don't want to go to more minutes here for Strus. And I definitely don't want to change anybody else's minutes other than I think Haywood Highsmith could play more. Because I think that Gabe Vincent or Oladipo is essentially just Gabe Vincent for those 2 games. So I like that rotation. Now there's no Butler. So again, we need new rates. And we need the rates for Miami in games that Lowry, Butler, Bam, and Hero all played. It's the only way to do this for Miami. It's not a huge sample, but it is a sample. 10 games. Bam Adebayo, in the 10 games that those guys have all played together this year, 23% usage rate. Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin averaging 24 minutes a game in this scenario. It's kind of interesting. I think I might take Caleb Martin down to 28 to get Max Strus to 22. Or even to give Haywood Highsmith 20. We'll see where it all ends up. I just don't want to get to Caleb Martin. I hate that dude. Caleb Martin usage rate in this scenario, 15. Jimmy Butler, 24.5. Kyle Lowry, 16.8% usage rate. And then Tyler Hero, 25.5. That's the usage for Miami so far. Assist rates, because I know these change too. I feel like we reproject Miami every day, but that's just because they've got somebody new out every day. Bam not really getting any assists. Caleb Martin surely not getting any assists. Jimmy Butler, 7.5. Kyle Lowry, 8. Knock Kyle Lowry down just a hair. Tyler Hero, 4.5. That's where it really cuts. Hero just not passing the ball as much. And then from a rebounding perspective, Bam Adebayo, normally a 10%, normally getting like 1 rebound every 10 possessions. It's 1-8 here so far this season. That's a very big cut in rebounding rate. And I think that's because it's going to Tyler Hero. Yeah, it is. Tyler Hero, just a much better rebounder now. Lowry's at 5. Jimmy Butler's at 6.5. Caleb Martin is at a little under 5. All right, so that's game number 1. Actually got this first one done. And wow, Miami does not look good on FanDuel at all. Like, not at all. Tyler Hero 7,700 on DraftKings. That is unequivocally the best play from Miami. And Butler on DraftKings and Bam on DraftKings, all three look better on DK. On FanDuel, it's really hard to want to get to Miami, but at the same time, you kind of have to get to Miami. Okay. For the Clippers. Oh my God, these guys look awful. The Clippers on DraftKings look worse than Miami does on FanDuel. On the FanDuel side for the Clippers, I think you can get to Zubats, but then everybody else looks bad. Did I forget to do something today that like is making these guys look so horrible? This first game is awful. But it's a 3-game slate, so like I don't even know what that's going to actually end up looking like. Go to Houston now. 2.5-point favorites in San Antonio. That's how bad San Antonio is right now. The Houston Rockets are favorites on the road. Wow. Q-tag on Kevin Porter Jr., annoying. Q-tag on Bruno Fernando, annoying. Jayshawn Tate still out. So I think that this Houston rotation is probably just the same, only we need to bump up minutes for a couple guys. So I'm going to take Kevin Porter Jr. to 34. I'm going to take Jalen Green to 35. Daishin Nix just plays whatever minutes Kevin Porter Jr. is not on the floor. I got Şengün in for 27. We've got Bruno Fernando and Usman Garuba sort of splitting the center minutes. Because that game did go to double OT. I got 30 in for Jabari Smith. 28 in for Eric Gordon. Could probably make that 29. Garrison Matthews gets 10. Kenyon Martin in for 23. I don't have any other changes here. Tari Eason probably deserves another minute. I just don't really... I guess I could take him to 19 and take it from Garrison Matthews. I don't have to change any rates. This is just pretty standard issue stuff for Houston at this point. I assume Houston's going to look incredible. And I think San Antonio probably is too. I know they've got a ton of dudes out. So doubtful tag on Devin Vassell. Oh, man, the tank is strong here. No Sohan. No Pirtle. No Keita Bates Diop. Still no Blake Wesley. So let's start this rotation from scratch. All right. Trey Jones, obviously starting at the point. 32 minutes seems about right. And then, and Keita Bates Diop was starting, and now that's gone. I guess we're getting Zach Collins at the 5, like we've been getting. 24 minutes for Collins. Sure. Probably another 20 for Charles Bassey. Get everybody that's real in here. Keldon Johnson, I think, is going to be in for 33, 34, something like that. We'll go 34. I assume he's going to look like the best play of today from San Antonio, barring the guys that just like fall into extra minutes. McBuckets is available. Jay Rich is available. Romeo Langford's available. Who started on Sunday? Man, this is I don't like talking about San Antonio in this case. When did they play last? The 4th? Good God. And they got beat by 40. Vassell, Collins, Trey Jones, Keldon Johnson, Keita Bates-Diop. Okay. So 2 of those guys are already out. No, 3 of those guys. No, yeah, 2. Vassell and Diop. All right, we're going to get McDermott back. McDermott plays about 20 minutes a game, so let's get those minutes in. We're going to have to get Isaiah Roby in for 16, 18? Probably 18. Josh Richardson hasn't played in 6 games. I'm going to say he plays 22. This is really not easy to do. Romeo Langford is probably in for like 22. Malachi Branham is probably in for like 22. That leaves me 26 more minutes for Alize Johnson. And then I can start bumping up even more people. So I'm going to take Romeo Langford to 24. We're going to give Alize Johnson 12 minutes, 10 minutes. That's 10. So I still have 14 minutes to go on these guys. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 11 bodies. I didn't give any minutes to Gorgie Jang. He did play on Sunday. Did he play a real rotation or just the blowout run? So he closed the second and fourth quarters. Collins had 3 fouls. So they weren't really in a position, and Bassie had 3 fouls. So Gorgie Jang only played because of foul trouble. So who can actually play more? I mean, I got to go to 24 minutes now on McBuckets. I don't think that I want to go to too many more minutes for Bassie and Collins. You know, you can make a case that Collins lost playing time, but not a ton of it. You can make a real case that Bassie lost playing time. So I'm going to take Bassie up to 22. I'm still 8 minutes short. I don't want to give it to Trey Jones. I don't want to give it to Keldon Johnson. Isaiah Roby doesn't normally play 20 minutes. So I'm running out of bodies here. I guess I got to go to 24 on Malachi Branham. That's still 6 more minutes. Maybe I go to Gorgie Jang, assuming this game is like, there's also garbage somehow. So let's take a peek at what that is. San Antonio Spurs rates. Let's just say Devin Vassell didn't play. Keldon Johnson did play. Oh, Devin Vassell didn't play. Keldon Johnson did play. And then Jakob Poeltl off. I don't even know if I need to say Poeltl off. It's not like he's some usage rate dude. That's still only 4 games with Keldon in, Vassell out. But 27.5% usage rate there for Keldon Johnson. So let's go 27 there. Trey Jones, 20% usage rate. Zach Collins, 20% usage rate. Charles Bassie, the other guy that matters in this case. Weird. I'm going to just stick with Charles Bassie's rates. I just do Devin Vassell off games in which Keldon Johnson played. That'll at least make the sample a lot bigger. that just takes Keldon Johnson's usage up quite a bit. I'm going to do that. We're going to take him to 29. We're going to take Trey Jones to 20.5. Jakob Poeltl's normally a 20% usage guy, so that actually is interesting to me. Zach Collins, Charles Bassey, way less usage. Like nobody does anything with the ball for this team. I actually think this is going to work. Only other thing I want to see is Keldon Johnson's rebounding, and I want to take. Now I do want to take Jakob Poeltl off. Does Keldon Johnson's rebounding change? 120 minutes. No, it really doesn't. All right, let's see what this looks like. So for San Antonio, okay, $3,600 Charles Bassey is going to be a real problem on DK. He's $4,700 on FanDuel, so it's a bit less of an issue. Obviously, Keldon Johnson and Trey Jones just have to look good today. They're the two real dudes playing 30 minutes. Somebody else is going to play 28 to 30 minutes. Good luck figuring out if it's McDermott, Branham, Langford, Collins, Bassey, Richardson, Roby. Good luck. Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones. You don't got to feel bad about playing those guys either site. After that, you're just rolling the dice. I think it's really, really difficult because Doug McDermott, 0.7 fantasy point per minute guy. Malachi Branham, 0.7 fantasy point per minute guy. Romeo Langford, 0.7. You get the centers like Collins and Bassey that are ones. Josh Richardson's like a 0.8 guy. Oh, boy. That's brutal. On the Houston end, they look really good. Assuming Kevin Porter Jr. is in, they look good. They could look infinitely better if he's out. Jalen Green is great on both sides. Kevin Porter Jr. is great on both sides. Alperen Şengün is 5,800 on DraftKings. Looks great. Jabari Smith is 5K on DraftKings. Very solid. Eric Gordon, 3,900 on DraftKings on a 3-gamer. Solid value. It's a great game to target. It's an impossible game to be confident in. All right, to the 125 of you that are in here, hit that like button. We're on to Denver now. Denver Nuggets. KCP in, MPJ out. Standard Denver Nuggets rotation. Don't even think I need to make any changes to what I have in here. Other than... welcome back to Bruce Brown. Welcome back to Bones Highland. And that they apparently want to play Christian Brown more. So, Ish got put out to pasture. I'm going to say that I believe that Vlatko Čančar is essentially about to be put out to pasture. Čančar played one rotation in the first quarter, never saw the floor again. Bones played 30 minutes off the bench. He was out there for basically all of that second unit run and then subbed in for Jamal Murray, who actually got into like a hair of foul trouble. I'm going to go 26 minutes to Bones. We got 34 in for Jokic. DeAndre Jordan didn't play? Really? Ooh, is that going to be real? Is that going to be real? All right, I'm going to take DeAndre Jordan out of there. Go to Zeke Naji. We got 31 minutes in for Aaron Gordon. Backup run to Jeff Green. I got 35 minutes in for Bruce Brown. I am going to bring that down to 34. 26 for Bones. 32 for Murray. 30 for KCP. I'm really surprised they took DeAndre Jordan out of that backup spot. That's interesting. It's interesting. So now the question becomes, how many minutes do they want to give Christian Brown, who they've been talking, Mike Malone keeps talking about wanting to play more. He played 16 minutes in this last game. I'm going to give him those 16 minutes. That leaves me 6 more. That is what Vlatko Cancar played. I don't think that I should be projecting him for 6 minutes, but I am going to because I don't know where else I would give them. I would not be surprised to see that be a 9-man rotation, which is what they played in the second half, with Christian Brown just being out there. I'm going to go with this for Denver for right now. We'll talk it through with Adam. Don't have any rates that I need to change, that's for sure. So then we go to the Portland side. For Portland, I know Dame is back, which is incredibly annoying. I mean, I'm happy that he's healthy, but, from a rotation standpoint. So Josh Hart probable, Drew Eubanks probable, Keon Johnson probable. No Nas Little, who's going to be out for a while. I got to redo this entire Portland rotation. Dame came back straight into 32 minutes. He's Dame, so I'm going to go to 34 straight away. And then we're going to go to Simons for 36. Just out of curiosity, how many minutes is Anthony Simons playing in games that Dame has played? In games that Damian Lillard has started this season, Anthony Simons is played 418 minutes in 12 games, 35 minutes a game. So I'll go to 35. Nurk, obviously less likely to close now. Nurkic has played 275 minutes. Did he miss any of these games? Yes, 10. 275 minutes for Jusuf Nurkic in 10 games. And I'm going to stick with that for right now. So we're going to go to 28 on Jusuf Nurkic. You know what? I'll be optimistic. 29. And then we're going to need Jeremy Grant. I think he's just going to be in for 35, 36. We'll go 35. I'm going to go 35 for Josh Hart as well. The rest of this should be pretty easy. We're going to give Drew Eubanks the rest of the backup center round. Is that what they did here? Nope. Okay, they still got Watford as well that could play a little bit of center. So let's go to 15 on Eubanks. And then 17 on Watford. That gives me everything at the 4 and the 5. That I actually like. We got to give Shaedon Sharpe some playing time. Nothing too crazy. We got to get... I mean, I feel like we got to get Keon Johnson back out there, right? Oh, still got to give Justice Winslow minutes. Justice Winslow. Games that Dame has started, Justice Winslow has averaged, it's 9 games. Yeah, I mean, probably 26 minutes here for Winslow. Final 14 minutes go to Shaedon Sharpe. I guess Keon Johnson probably no minutes out here. Every single rate's got to change. So let's do Portland. Games where we had Dame, Simons, Grant, Nurk. Ten games. They've played with all four of those guys starting. Anthony Simons averaging 26% usage rate. Go to 25.5. Dame, 31.5. Jeremy Grant, 20% usage rate when all of those guys are available. Not going to go that low, but I'm going to do it anyway. Josh Hart, 12. Justice Winslow, 13.5. And then Yusuf Nurkic, 20.5. Here's our usage rates. Assist rate should be pretty easy. Simons, way lower. Dame is at 9, so that's no real difference. Jeremy Grant, I'm sure, is lower. Yeah, for sure. Josh Hart, same. Justice Winslow, lower. Yusuf Nurkic, same. Rebounding is probably all the same, though. I don't think that's going to change all that much. Simons doesn't matter from a rebounding perspective. Dame doesn't really matter from a rebounding perspective. Jeremy Grant just doesn't get rebounds half the time. Josh Hart does. Justice Winslow does not get nearly as much. And then Yusuf Nurkic, actually a little bit of a bump. There's Portland. So for the Blazers, very difficult to want to get here. I think $6,100 Josh Hart might actually be the best option. That's terrifying. Simons doesn't look good on either site. Dame's 9,700 and 9,500. I don't love that. I don't like anything really from Portland. On the Denver end, let me save this quickly before I lose it. Bruce Brown for 5,600 on FanDuel, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to cut those minutes just a hair. I think he stands out too much for a guy that doesn't necessarily need to be as interesting. I'm going to go to 33 on Bruce Brown now. The other guy that I would be interested in is Bones Highland. 5,600 on DraftKings, 5K on FanDuel. The 5K price tag is interesting. I don't know why he's just point guard. That should be point guard, shooting guard. That's annoying. Jokic is all right. Jamal Murray is all right. This slate, as it's presently constituted, is very hard, very ugly, and it looks like the randomness of the San Antonio Spurs will dictate all things. Let us run some crunches to see what it actually looks like. Thank you guys for being here. To the 153 people that are here, I love having you. Makes me happy. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. And then we got to talk about it. BetMGM is the sponsor of this video. If you haven't signed up yet at BetMGM and you want to get started in sports betting, this is a no-brainer offer for you. Follow the link in the description. You got to be in a legal betting state. Head on over, make a qualified deposit. It's got to be at least $10. Your first bet is risk-free up to $1,000. Put in every single dollar that you can get in and feel comfortable with to make that first bet. If it wins, you just move on with your day. Everything just stays there. If it loses, they will refund you in free bets. So you will get made whole again. Obviously, that piece is just great. But since you're watching this show, it's probably a little bit more interesting. You get 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. That's an exceptional deal, guys. I think that you guys would want to get behind the paywall. Projections, ownership, boom, bust. Our new lineup generator, fantastic tool. We have so much stuff here for you guys. This is a deal that you guys should not sleep on. So come check it out. All right. FanDuel Crunch to start. We're going to go FanDuel Optimal. I got to move some stuff around first. Ooh. And there we go. All right. FanDuel Optimal, first one up. I don't have a feel for this at all, but I have a sneaky suspicion it is going to look awful. Is my randomness on already? No, didn't think so. All right, here we go. 304.11. So this is the optimal by 0.76. Kevin Porter Jr. with questionable tag. Trey Jones, Jamal Murray, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Tyler Hero, Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, Alperen Şengün. Didn't expect to see Tari Eason sneak in. You could run the same lineup out there and swap Tari Eason for Caleb Martin. Those guys are the separation in score. Sure. Power rankings. Whew. All right, power rankings. Keldon Johnson, 1. Jalen Green, 2. KPJ, 3. Trey Jones, 4. Bones Highland, 5. Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero, Bruce Brown, Paul George, and Bam Adebayo round out the rest of the top 10. Hoy. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Very yuck. I think it's interesting that Tari Eason makes it into the optimal lineup, but is also like the 20th ranked dude in, or 25th ranked dude in the power rankings. Hilarious. Now we'll do DK, which should, I would imagine, look just as preposterous. So on the DraftKings side of this one, we have optimal lineup. Tyler Hero, Jalen Green, Keldon Johnson, Jabari Smith, Charles Bassey, KPJ, Josh Hart, Alperen Şengün. 5 pieces from Rockets Spurs. Oh, God. Awful. 278, by the way. That's the optimal by 1.74. One of the bigger gaps you're going to see. Power rankings. Good God. Okay. 2 Spurs. That's the 2 Spurs that you like, at least. We're going to do, looks like Keldon Johnson 1, Trey Jones 2, Jalen Green, KPJ, Tyler Hero round out the bottom of the top 5. Jabari Smith, Charles Bassey, Jimmy Butler, Alperen Şengün, and Josh Hart round out the rest of it. This slate is gross. Gross, gross, gross. Whew. That is not fun. This is hard. I assume we get news that like really ruins it, but this is not going to be an easy one today, folks. Breaking this down with Adam in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours should be interesting. Anxious to see where he lands. There's just not good value out there. I mean, the best point per dollar plays today are Charles Bassey and Alperen Şengün. Isaiah Roby, Malachi Branham, Romeo Langford. I mean, best of luck to anybody that thinks they nail this one down. But for now, we're going to get on out of here. 3-gamer in the book. Still took us 50 minutes. We're going to have to move real quick tomorrow. I am covering the strategy show for Greg. which means that I got to like go to the gym a little bit earlier, which means I got to leave the gym a little bit earlier. It's going to be a quick one tomorrow. We're going to zip through it. I might actually do a little bit of prep before we even start. But for now, got to pack it in, guys. Thank you for being here. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. It's great having you guys. We're closing out the work week tomorrow. It's been fun, guys. This was The Process.